A terrible act of desecration, a horrifying act of vandalism, an intolerable state of affairs. That's the way the World Jewish Congress described the uprooting of Jewish cemeteries in the Polish town of Szczekociny. All of the gravestones had been ripped out and used as building materials or paving stones for sidewalks. The remains of the dead had been disturbed. Built on the side of the cemeteries were a bus station, a private home, and a public restroom. WJC officials have appealed to the Polish president, Alexander Kowalczyk, to take action to correct the deplorable situation. Joining me now in the studio is Yossi Bornstein, the man who first exposed the desecration. Yossi, welcome and thank you for coming in.
Good afternoon.
How did you become involved in this?
Actually, we went, my family, my father, my mother, two sisters, and my brother to the village called Szczekocin in Poland. The idea was to see 60 years later, after my father was a Holocaust survivor, to go back to see where he grew up, where he was born, and to see, maybe to find some documents. He had nothing since that period. He has no family. So for us, it was a great experience with a lot of emotions. And we went into the village. We found, 81 years old, which was his neighbor, and it was very exciting. But on the other hand, we saw the two cemeteries with no gravestones, and according to what you described, we were shocked. And we have decided to try to see if there is any gravestones in the village, because we get some rumors that the population used it to build all kind of walls, pavements, etc. And luckily, we succeed to go into a backyard with their permission, and we dig and found out a few gravestones. It was on a very naive stage where we believe that if we collect it, we can take it with us on a minivan, maybe to Warsaw or to Israel. And then a young lady came to us and left another gravestone and said to us, after you finish here, please come to my house, I have few more. And then we went there, and we found whatever you saw, a huge stock of gravestones, which we understood we cannot carry it with us, and the only way to do anything is to establish a kind of a memorial.
Now, when you spoke to the mayor of this community and complained, but he was not very receptive to your arguments, was he?
He was, it was at the beginning a very gentle discussion, but his statement always was, as a municipality sold it to cooperatives, the cooperative sold it to private people, so therefore it's not our land anymore. We cannot do nothing about whatever with a public toilet, because they actually put public toilet on the land of the cemetery. And of course we are very emotional, and I asked him, if that's the case, and if it was a Christian cemetery, do you think that you could make this happen? And he looked at me and, with his hand just say, what can I do?
Now, you want to build a memorial site to the Jews of this community, but what assurances do you have? They didn't respect a cemetery. What makes you think they will not desecrate your memorial that you set up?
We see it as a national mission here. We cannot absorb, it's a moral issue. We cannot absorb that they put whatever they want on the property of the Jewish community, on the dead people views, and therefore we would like to be and to act in order to put a memorial. It's for their generation as well as us. It's one world today.
Yossi, we're out of time. There's much to be discussed here. You are to be commended for exposing this despicable act that took place there. And thank you for coming in this evening.
Thank you.